Have you ever had a really nice guy around? A guy that you think he does all the things I should want, why am I not attracted to him? And found yourself going crazy, going, I should be more attracted to this guy, but I'm not. If you have, you'll be able to relate to one of my clients who has been through this. I'm going to share her story and how to know if you're actually dating a nice guy and stop driving yourself crazy right after this. Before we get into today's video, all the videos this month are to raise awareness for mental health. What's going on between your ears matters. And BetterHelp, an amazing counselor online service, have come on board this month to provide assistance to you if you need help with mental health struggles. So don't be afraid to ask for help. There's absolutely no shame whatsoever in doing so. In fact, it takes courage and bravery to ask for help, especially with what's going on up here. So if you need it, book in a counselling session. There's thousands of qualified counsellors waiting for your call. And on to today's topic, which talks about a degree of mental health, which is, are you driving yourself crazy thinking you should be attracted to a nice guy? Now, a lot of you who have been watching this channel for a while will know how to identify the wrong guys in terms of the narcissistic guy, the controlling guy, the addict. You'll know all those obvious ones. But it's just as natural to not find attraction for the nice guy. But unfortunately, I do have a lot of clients who drive themselves crazy thinking that there's something wrong with them, or even they may be emotionally unavailable themselves and they may have a really good guy in front of them that they are pushing away. So in this video, I'm going to show how you can tell the difference and know if this is something that's going on with him or if there could be some work that you can do with you. Number one sign is excess focus on you. This is where you've really got to stop. And imagine I throw a bucket of water in your face just to take away any thoughts and say, okay, is this guy living his healthy own life and then putting some focus on you, or is he putting excess focus on you? Do you feel like you're kind of his stability? Is there more and more of his focus going on to you than his own life? So a lot of my clients and a lot of women catch themselves or think they're crazy because they say, Mark, this guy's putting all his focus on me. Shouldn't I like that? And no, you shouldn't. The feminine energy is very sensitive to being in control itself. Your energy wants to lean on a solid man. So if you feel like you make up too much of his world, it's normal to feel uncomfortable with that. It's normal to be turned off or even disgusted, grossed out by that. What you've got to ask yourself is, how much is excess? Is this guy putting too much of his focus on you? Is this an amount where he's sacrificing his own integrity, what he's doing in his life, to put focus on you? That is classic nice guy. Or is this just a really centered, solid guy who's told you he likes you and it scares the shit out of you? That's the difference. You'll be able to feel the difference in your energy. Is it more of a kind of disgust feeling? That's more of a healthy feeling? Or is it more of a fear, fight or flight? That's more of a fear-based feeling where you could be the emotionally unavailable one. Number two, one of the best ways to spot a nice guy that you should be feeling turned off by is if he's overly apologetic. Now, it's not to say you go to the other end of the spectrum either and you want the narcissist who's no apologetic, it's always your fault. But a healthy, balanced guy will be able to apologize, he'll be able to own his mistakes, but he won't dwell or keep at them over and over again. A pretty clear sign you're with a nice guy is the guy that keeps apologizing, keeps feeling like he has to make it up to you, because again, that's communicating that you're kind of above him, you are more of his world than you should be, and it's very hard for your feminine energy to trust that, to feel solid in that. So no, you're not crazy. If the guy is overly apologetic, that is a sign he's a nice guy, and I would expect you to be turned off by that. Number three, giving more than he receives. Now again, I've seen both sides of this. I've definitely had women come to me and they say, Mark, he just wanted to give me something and I couldn't receive it, and they felt really uncomfortable receiving from him. So that can be an emotionally unavailable part on your end. But I also have a lot of women come to me, they say, Mark, he's constantly giving to me. He's too selfless. Am I crazy being turned off by this? And I have to remind them, no, you're not. Right? It's instinctual for the feminine, for women, to be attracted to a man who has some level of selfishness. Selfishness is inherent in nature, right? My cat is selfish. She bugs me for food all the time. It's how she survives. And when a man has a healthy level of selfishness, he's able to collect resources, he's able to defend you. It's healthy to be attracted to a healthy level of selfishness. So one of the best things to check, if you're not sure, am I dating a nice guy or am I a bit emotionally unavailable myself? One of the best things to check is, can he also receive? If he's able to receive from you, if he's able to receive from others, if he's able to receive in ratio with his giving, that's a sign he is probably a balanced, solid guy. As opposed to if he's giving all the time, if he's a giver, if he's doing a lot more giving than receiving, that's a pretty clear sign you could be dating a nice guy, and it's normal to be turned off by that. Sign number 4, he's constantly trying to please people other than himself. So the more common nice guy is the one who's always trying to please you. And you'll feel this, you'll kind of feel, it'll feel a bit icky, and it won't be a fear response, you'll just feel turned off by it. But the more unusual nice guy might be trying to please others. And this again, you'll feel kind of turned off by it. You'll feel like he's a little bit out of integrity. Now you might say, well, why is that a problem if he's trying to please others? Well, it's a big problem, because if he's trying to please others and you're putting your trust in him, then you're going to end up putting your trust in others. Others you don't know, others he's looking for validation for, and that can potentially feel very unsafe and be a turn-off. So the biggest thing to look for with this is, how much does he value others' responses in the decisions that he makes? Does he just do things because he wants to do them and he doesn't really care about your validation or the other's validation? He's just centered and doing his thing. If you can feel that, that's much more likely to be a solid guy. Whereas if you feel like a lot of his validation is derived externally, it's really normal to be turned off by that. And number 5, is he overly available? And again, this is something you're going to have to listen to your intuition regarding, because I've both seen guys who have a healthy level of emotional availability turn unavailable women off, and men who are overly available, who are overly nice, turn healthy, balanced, centered women off. So you've got to ask yourself, is he just making time within his own schedule, but it's time that he's choosing, and he's still got his other priorities, he's still doing his other things. I can jump on that train or I can jump off, and the space is there on the train, but he's not going to move the direction of the train or open new carriages? Or is he just totally, hey, whatever you say goes, I'm going to bend my schedule, I'm going to move this? How flexible is his train? When it comes to the way he spends his time and how he organizes his life, if he's so incredibly flexible that you can bend him, that's going to be a turnoff for most women I know, most centered, balanced women, and you're not crazy. You might have dated an unavailable guy, you think, Mark, he's so available, I should want this. No, you shouldn't. If a guy has a normal level of availability, it means he's going to open the carriages for you, he's going to invite you on, but he's also not going to change the direction of the train based on you. Bottom line with all of this, I think, is your intuition really knows. If you're feeling a low-level gut turn-off, a low-level gut rejection, even the feeling of disgust towards him, it's very likely you're dating a guy with a big chunk of feminine energy, or a guy who's not solid in his masculine, and you're not crazy for being turned off by that. On the other hand, if you meet a really strong, open, lovely guy who just says he's interested and is on his own path, and you find yourself running for the hills, that could well mean that you are the emotionally unavailable one. So I hope this video helps you tell the difference between the two. Don't forget as well, if you want more help with your mental health, you can get it. Ask for it, it is worth it. Don't pretend that it's not there. It's worth getting help. And the investments that I've made in myself, both with counselors and coaches, have been immeasurably powerful in my own life. I certainly wouldn't be here talking to you without them. Don't forget as well to leave your questions if you have them, #AskMark, leave it in the comment section below. Hit the subscribe button with the little bell so you get the notifications, and I'll see you in the next video very soon.